Hey, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered why your body feels unsafe even when you know, logically, that everything is perfectly fine? Maybe you're just at home, relaxing on the sofa. You're safe, nothing bad is happening, but suddenly your heart starts racing, your chest feels tight, and your mind just spirals, acting like some disaster is about to strike at any moment. It's confusing, it's exhausting, and it can make you feel like you're losing control. If this sounds familiar, I want you to know you're not alone, and there's a very real reason your nervous system seems to overreact. It's a reason that goes much deeper than just anxiety. Let's break it down. Your nervous system has one primary, fundamental job: to keep you alive. That's it. Its mission isn't to make you happy, or to keep you calm, or even to help you thrive. Its core function is purely survival. Now, think about how this system gets programmed. If your brain learned during your childhood that the world was an unpredictable or scary place, maybe people were unreliable or unsafe, or your own emotions felt overwhelming and too big to handle, it wires itself for that environment. It learns to be hypervigilant. It's like having a security system that's always on the highest alert. It's constantly scanning for threats, always watching, always waiting for the other shoe to drop, even when you're in a completely safe and peaceful place. This constant feeling of being unsafe isn't quite the same as fear. It's not the same as a panic attack, and it's definitely not the same as being in actual present danger. It's a more chronic, underlying state. It's that constant tension you might feel in your shoulders and jaw. It's the trouble you have just relaxing and letting your guard down. It's the endless overthinking, where your mind replays conversations or worries about a future that hasn't happened. It's the habit of always expecting the worst-case scenario. It's that persistent feeling of being on edge, or maybe even feeling like you're being watched or judged. It's that vague, nagging sensation that something bad is just around the corner. This state is what we call being stuck in survival mode. It's your body's emergency response system being chronically activated. For years, I lived in this state without even realizing it. I had all these stories I told myself to explain it. I thought, oh, that's just my personality, I'm just a worrier, or I'd say, I'm just an anxious person, or I'm just really sensitive. But the truth was, it wasn't about my personality. It wasn't about being inherently flawed. The real issue was that I felt unsafe internally. My body, on a deep physiological level, didn't trust the world around me, and it didn't even trust me to keep it safe. It was braced for impact 24/7. This is a critical piece of the puzzle, especially when we look at why people with chronic anxiety or a history of trauma often turn to substances. Things like drugs and alcohol can, for a short time, artificially create that feeling of safety inside a body that never learned how to generate it on its own. They can temporarily quiet the alarm bells and numb the hypervigilance. But it's a temporary fix for a much deeper issue. The key takeaway here is that safety is not a thought. You can't just logic your way into feeling safe. You can tell yourself I'm safe 1,000 times, but if your body doesn't believe it, the alarm bells will keep ringing. Safety is a felt sense. It's a physiological state that you experience in your body. So the big question is, how do you rebuild it? If your nervous system was wired for threat, how do you rewire it for safety? It is possible, but it takes conscious, consistent effort. Let's talk about some practical strategies. First, and this is a big one, is predictability. Your nervous system calms down when it knows what's coming next. Uncertainty is a major trigger for a hypervigilant system, so creating a routine can be incredibly grounding. It doesn't have to be rigid or military style, but having a general structure to your day, waking up around the same time, having meals at regular intervals, a simple evening wind-down ritual can send a powerful signal to your body that the world is stable and predictable. Your body learns that it doesn't have to be on high alert for the next surprise. Second, use your breath as an anchor. Your breath is one of the most powerful tools you have for communicating directly with your nervous system. Specifically, focusing on a slow, extended exhale activates your vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is a major player in your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest system. When you lengthen your exhale, you're sending a direct message up to your brain that says, we are safe, you can stand down. You can do this anywhere, anytime. Just a few cycles of inhaling for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 6 or 8 can make a noticeable difference in your state. Third, curate your environmental cues. Your senses are constantly feeding information to your brain about whether your environment is safe or threatening. You can intentionally shape your surroundings to support a sense of calm. Think about it. Harsh, fluorescent lighting, loud noises, and clutter can be subtly activating for your nervous system. In contrast, warm, soft lighting, a clean and organized space, or gentle, soft music can have a deeply soothing effect. Paying attention to what your senses are taking in what you see, hear, smell, and feel, and making your personal space a sanctuary is not frivolous. It's a form of nervous system regulation. Fourth, practice self-talk regulation. The voice in your head has a profound impact on your felt sense of safety. If your internal monologue is critical and catastrophic, it's going to fuel the fire of anxiety. You need to become a compassionate and reassuring parent to your own nervous system. When you feel that old familiar feeling of being unsafe creeping in, you can consciously intervene with simple grounding phrases. Say to yourself, either out loud or in your head, "I'm here, I'm in my room, I'm in control, I am safe in this moment." This isn't about denying your feelings. It is about anchoring yourself in the present reality and reminding your body that the perceived threat is not actually here right now. Fifth, consider low-stimulation mornings. How you start your day can set the tone for your nervous system for hours to come. If the first thing you do when you wake up is grab your phone and start scrolling through news headlines or stressful emails, you're essentially shocking your system awake. You're going from 0 to 60 in an instant. Instead, try to give yourself a buffer. For the first 30 minutes after waking, move slowly. Stretch, sip a glass of water, look out the window, avoid screens, allow your system to come online gently, rather than being jolted into high alert. This simple practice can dramatically reduce baseline anxiety throughout the day. And finally, number 6 is emotional expression. So many of us were taught, directly or indirectly, to suppress our emotions. We were told not to cry, not to be angry, not to be too much, but suppressed emotions don't just disappear, they get stored in the body as tension, as unprocessed energy. This stored energy sends a constant signal to the body that it's unsafe to feel. So, finding healthy outlets for emotional expression is crucial. This could be writing in a journal, talking to a trusted friend or a therapist, or even just allowing yourself to have a good cry. When you let emotions move through you, you're teaching your body that feelings are not dangerous and that you are capable of handling them. It's so important to remember that your nervous system is not your enemy. It's not trying to sabotage you. Think of it more like a scared child that learned fear long before it ever learned what true safety feels like. Its responses, while unhelpful now, were once a brilliant survival strategy. The goal isn't to completely eliminate anxiety or to never feel fear again. Those are normal human emotions. The goal is to build up enough internal safety, enough resilience in your nervous system, so that anxiety no longer controls you. It's about creating a new baseline, a new home within your own body that feels like a safe harbor. No matter what storms are happening outside, you become the source of your own safety. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this was helpful. If you'd like more content on recovery and healing, be sure to subscribe for daily videos. And don't forget, you can download your free workbook to support your journey at freefromaddiction.net. I'll see you in the next one.